How is it going, everyone? So it turned out to be just a gorgeous day. Granted, it's only in the 50s, but that's still gorgeous. The sun, the wind's not that bad. Anyways, so today I'm going to show you how to make a really cheap and easy and money-saving chicken feeder for chicks. And then also I'm going to kind of walk you through what I did the other day. I don't think we ever really put it on the video. See the arch? So we moved it. So we've got the 2 posts put in. I put those in the other day. And we have the arch here. And then over here we're gonna do the strawberry beds. See this board there? We're gonna go all the way down just past that sprinkler there, and it's gonna go back over the fence, and then I'm gonna run it up the fence so none of the grass keeps trying to, because the grass trying to crawl into the back to Eden garden. So we're gonna get that done, and I'm gonna show you some pictures of last year of Lydia and Evan. And they went out and they went out and got the tomatoes and lettuce and something else and the eggs. So I'm gonna put that right here. I'll put that video right here, or not video, a couple of pictures, and it's pretty cool. We were looking at a bunch of different pictures of our garden, and it's pretty exciting, because that arch used to be right here. So now we're gonna have it so you walk in, because it used to be, we had like a little gate when we first did this. This is how you went in, because we had to come out and do the chickens anyway, so I just made it all right here, but makes more sense down there. So what we got is, I went to, you can go to Home Depot and they have all of this PVC you can buy, and you can do 2-inch this is what this is. I went 2-inch and find a plug for the bottom. This is a screw cap, and then I just taped it so nothing can get there, no water can leak up. What you want to do is get a 4-foot chunk, and you got, I've had this for a long time, so you want to get this piece here, and it's PVC. And what you do is, I just taped it because I don't want it glued in case I need to take it apart or anything. So you're gonna take your long piece, and you're gonna cut 2 chunks that are this long, and that is 6 inches, because there's a foot off, so it ended up being 3 feet tall. So you cut 2 of them like that, and then you also need 2 caps, PVC caps, and those going on the end. And for this, the reason why I'm not showing you is because you can cut that out however you want. Whatever kind of tools you have. I used a chop saw and it wasn't pretty. So just be careful when you're doing it, and make sure you're old enough. Make sure your parents are there if you're not old enough and helping you out. Your best bet would be like those little die grinding tools, and you can just drill a hole to get it started and then cut down. And that is cut 1.5 inches from here to here, and then you can place it however you want in here. But I found the best is put the cap on, give yourself 1/4 inch right here, and then just come over and leave yourself 2 inches here, because, or 1 3/4 to 2 inches. Now the reason why is because you gotta remember, it goes into this. So now when it's in there, you don't want that hole way up into there, because then it won't do any justice. They can't eat out of it. So the one good thing about this too is, so like this is straight up and down, you can tilt this. If they're really young and they can't reach it, you can tilt it so they can get in there. So I did that with both sides. And just remember, you guys, it does not have to look pretty. It's for chickens. You're only going to use this until they're fully feathered, pretty much about 6 inches tall, or you're ready to put them on grass, which these guys are about there. They're almost fully feathered, not quite. But we're gonna put this in there. The only thing that I wish I would have done, I guess I still can, is find a funnel and cut off the chunk of the funnel and then tape it on top. By taping on top, that just makes it easier to pour, because right now I'm using a little cup and you pour it in. It takes a little while, but it saves you a lot of money in feed because they can't just go in and claw it all out because it doesn't fill it full. Gravity puts it in there and it's only a little bit. So you'll notice that it looks like it's running low. Tilt this here. And they'll actually put their beaks in here and they'll pull it out. So you never have to refill it because it'll just keep flowing. And you'll notice on here, see how this is curved? Same at the bottom. So the reason, that's why I picked this one is because it curves down. If you'd have put that the other way, then it wouldn't have flowed into where it needs to feed. So, and far as like mounting it on the wall, I grabbed a piece of wire. That's seriously, it's all you need. Just to hold it against the wall so they can't tip it over. Let's get that mounted. Actually, I'm gonna fill it first. Now, once you have it filled, you'll also notice, like, so the next day you'll know if they're using it, is because you can look on the top. So you'll know if they're eating out of it or not. And if they're not, then you can just make some adjustments so they can get in there a little easier. So you're gonna take 2 screws and tow them in. And towing them means you're gonna go at an angle like this, not straight in. You're gonna go at an angle, so this way you can wrap the wire around and it won't slip off. So there you have it, the screws that are towed in on the sides. And just throw some wire around it. And that's it. See how the food's in there already? Okay, so pretty easy. It's a simple way of doing it. We noticed last time we used it, which was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that we went through just way less feed because they can't just throw it around everywhere and waste it. So let me go show you what I did with the big chickens. Show that feeder because I had a couple of questions on that. Okay, so for the ladies, the big ladies, what I did is I took a metal trash can from Fleet Farm. You can use rubber tote. The reason why I chose the metal was because of mice. Looking back, I wish I just went with the rubber tote because it wouldn't have mattered if they wouldn't have chewed a hole in it, because I got holes in the side, and I find that every once in a while in the winter, if the mice load gets big and the cats aren't around, they'll come running on the ground here, scurrying across, and they'll jump and they can make it up in there. Those deer mice can really jump high. So this was the other feeder I did, and I will fill this full, and it'll take, if it's completely emptied, I can fit 2 40-pound bags in there, so 80 pounds of feed. And let's take it. And for that, it was super easy. See if I can draw it for you. So if you have, let's see if you can see it in the dust. So here's your outside piece that the chickens are gonna stick their head through on this side. So over here, all I did is make 3 little points with a little Dremel tool, and I just went up, and I notched about 3/4 to an inch out of there, and that was it. And actually, when you go to put it in there, because you can set the can on the ground, and when you do that, you put your elbow on the ground, you put it up against it, and then you trace a circle around it. So by doing that, by tracing onto the can, you know exactly where you're gonna put the hole for when you hole saw it or however you want to cut it out. But if you wanted to, you can pick it up, put a 1/2 inch shim right there so it picks it up. So when you put it in, you got a 1/2 inch shim right there. Then you only have to make a like 1/2 inch half moon on each side, but it's enough for the feed to go in. So I'll show you that. See how you can see down in there the half moon? And there's a little tiny half moon on each side of it. It's hard to make out, but yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's pretty simple. If you have any questions and you really want me to get into details, put it in the comment down below and I'll go buy a Rubbermaid tote and I'll make another one. It's not expensive and I'll upgrade this one. But yeah, it's super easy, and that saves us a ton of money because, okay, so we're home a lot. We obviously work from home, but both sides of our family have cabins that's like owned by, you know, a bunch of people. So there's a couple of weekends that we leave for the summer and we go to a cabin, and I don't want to have to worry about asking people to watch my animals and bothering people, which, I mean, you're getting eggs and a lot of people are happy for it. So that's why I made that. So I can just fill that full. When we're home, normally I'll just feed them, but being this whole week was they're saying rain this whole week from last week into this middle of this week. So I just threw a bag of feed in there. Like, I'm not gonna worry about it. When it's raining, I don't want to be throwing feed out there, and so it's just easier. And that's also the reason why I built this. And that's their water. It works slick. They've always got cold water because it's in the shade. So things to think about when you get chickens. But yeah, so if you got any other questions or anything, just let me know down in the comments. And onions are still doing good that we planted the other day when Sara got stung by the pencil. We'll put that video up above. It was funny. But other than that, there's not too much going on. Other than we're really swamped with work, and it's crazy. I can't believe how busy we are with work, and it's a blessing. So we'll take it. No complaints there. And the greenhouse is doing really good. And the bees, I took a video today to send it to my parents and stuff, and I'll put that right here. And it was really, really cool. They're bringing a ton of pollen in. So how you doing?
Good.
How was your nap?
Good.
Good. So if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, right? Put a comment down below and hit that little subscribe button down there, and it'll tell you every time we have a video that comes out, which right now it's still daily. So glad you got to see me again. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.